The Starbucks controversy just keeps getting worse, and I'll tell you why. It's because Starbucks doesn't know how to handle this, and usually people only know how to make controversies worse because you can't really appease an angry mob. All of this started when two black men were arrested inside a Starbucks. Now, a lot of people are speculating as to what happened, but the only thing we really know is that there's a video where the two men are being arrested. You can hear some bystanders saying they didn't do anything, and it is presumed that they were arrested for trespassing, that they didn't purchase anything, were told to leave, and they said they were waiting for a friend. The reason this is so controversial is that many of us, I have gone to Starbucks, not bought anything, used the bathroom, and hung out using their Wi-Fi, and I've never had a problem. So people are immediately saying this is about racism. But it wasn't just this one incident, because following this, another video started to gain traction, but this one's a little bit older. This was where a black man was told he wasn't allowed to use the bathroom, even though a white man was allowed to use the bathroom, and the reason being, he didn't make a purchase. Well, shockingly, the white man didn't make a purchase either, so this video went viral as well. Starbucks is now racist, a hoax is emerging alleging that people of color are entitled to free drinks, and now Starbucks has announced they're going to shut down every single store for racial awareness training. Before we get started, make sure you go to youtube.com/timcast if you're not already there. Hit that subscribe button and click that little bell. That bell tells YouTube that you want to get my videos. It will notify you when I have a video out, because subscribing isn't enough, and it kind of makes no sense because literally that's what subscribe means, right? Anyway, if you really want to support me, you can go to patreon.com/timcast and become a patron today. There are many different tiers to choose from, most notably Tier 1 at $10 per month. You get access to behind-the-scenes photos and videos when available. Usually this is when I'm out in the field. So please consider supporting my journalism by becoming a patron today. First, a little bit of backstory from USA Today. Starbucks coffee is anti-black, say chanting protesters at Philadelphia Starbucks where two black men were arrested. "We don't want this Starbucks to make any money today. That's our goal," said Abdul Ali Muhammad, one of the protest's organizers and co-founder of the Black and Brown Workers Collective. The protesters gathered outside the store in the pouring rain before 7 a.m., while inside it looked like business as usual. However, most people drinking coffee at the tables were regional leaders for the company's corporate side. Over the weekend, demonstrators called for the firing of the employee who contacted police who arrested the men on Thursday. Officials have said that police officers were told the men had asked to use the store's restroom, but were denied because they hadn't bought anything and they refused to leave. Police haven't released the names of the men who were arrested and later released after the district attorney's office said there was a lack of evidence that a crime had been committed. The arrest of the two men led to these ongoing protests, and the problems have only gotten worse. Before I move on, let me just point out there's a lot of people who are speculating as to what happened. Some saying these men did nothing wrong, some saying there must have been something outside of this incident we didn't see because we only saw a partial video, and I don't think any of that matters. To me, the only thing that matters is that in this country, you are innocent until proven guilty. And if I see a video of two men being arrested, I am not going to presume they did anything wrong. Unless you can prove to me they were guilty, I will not condemn these men. All I saw in a video was these two guys being arrested, and look, the district attorney's office has said there's a lack of evidence that a crime was committed, so as far as I'm concerned, these guys didn't do anything wrong. I understand there's still a possibility that they did, but the point is, in this country, innocent until proven guilty, and no one has proved a damn thing. But let's move forward, because the story isn't necessarily about these guys, it's about what Starbucks is doing wrong and the escalation of the scandal. From CBS News, Starbucks closing all stores May 29 for racial bias training. Starbucks says it will close all company stores nationwide on the afternoon of May 29th to conduct a racial bias training. The announcement comes as the company recovers from a racially charged incident last week that has led to protests and calls for a boycott. The training will be provided to nearly 175,000 partners across the country and will become part of the onboarding process for new partners, the company said. Some 8,200 company-owned stores in the US will be closed. Starbucks also has 5,700 licensed stores across the country. Starbucks CEO Kevin Johnson has met with the two men and apologized, and the manager who called the police is no longer at the store, the company said. But after this incident, another video started getting attention. So this isn't one moment where Starbucks has done something in this way. There's another video. Again from CBS News, Starbucks in LA accused of racism after bathroom incident caught on video. Another incident of alleged racial bias at Starbucks is stirring new outrage. A black man claims he was denied access to a bathroom at a Los Angeles store, even though a white man was given the entry code. Neither were paying customers. The incident in Los Angeles, along with the one in Philadelphia last week, has left Starbucks struggling with accusations of racism from coast to coast. Both events appear to have started when Starbucks employees refused to let black men use their store bathrooms, reports CBS News correspondent Michelle Miller. People are protesting Starbucks. People are then getting angry with Starbucks for caving into the pressure. I'm pretty confused by all this because at what point is the individual responsible for what happened? Now, they've said the manager at the store in Philadelphia is no longer there. And in my opinion, this isn't Starbucks' fault. Starbucks is a corporate coffee shop. I don't think the CEO had anything to do with this. I don't think he should be apologizing. I think the person who should apologize is the person who called the police. Now, that's assuming nothing happened, and again, there's not a whole lot of information to go on other than these two guys were arrested, but as I've stated earlier, innocent until proven guilty. In which case, if Starbucks wants to apologize and say this was a mistake, it's up to the individual who called the police. It's up to the individual who may have been racist in this incident. And with the Los Angeles story, it's the same thing. The individuals who are doing these things are the racists. Starbucks is just a company. And I'm pretty damn sure that Starbucks does everything in its power to abide by equal employment laws in the United States, so it's rather silly to complain that Starbucks is doing this, and it's even more silly of Starbucks to shut down every store for racial bias training. Look, whenever you have one of these outrage mob incidents, the worst thing you can do is anything. And it's a tough situation. A lot of these companies want to prove that they're doing something good, that they care about their values, but all that will do is make things worse because either you're going to inflame those who are already angry, or you're going to inflame other people who are angry with you for caving in. And that's exactly what's happening now. A wave of fake coupons has hit the internet. This one reads, "We're sorry. We know we can do better. Starbucks values all people and we are working on employee sensitivity training. The best dialogue starts over a cup of coffee and we'd like to buy you one." And you can see it's kind of a coupon. At the bottom it says, "Let's talk coupon." The coupon says, "Print this coupon or show it on your mobile device at a Starbucks near you. Valid for one beverage per customer per visit only at participating locations. See website for details." But there's more. A very similar coupon is also going around. This one, however, says, "Valid for one beverage per customer per visit only at participating locations, limited to persons of African American heritage and or identity at the time of exchange. See website for details." Here's a photo where someone printed out the fake coupons and left them on a table at Starbucks. This is a hoax put on by people who think that Starbucks is being silly for caving in, and I think, in my opinion, a lot of people who are engaging in this, they're doing it because it's fun. Starbucks has shown its belly. Hey, look, I don't think that this is actually going to change anything. I don't think that Starbucks enacting these policies, doing these store trainings, is going to convince anybody they are or are not racist. Now, a lot of people have seen that these coupons are a hoax. They figured that out. People are already writing about it saying, this is not true, don't use these coupons. But what will Starbucks do if someone tries to present this coupon or make the claim that because they're racist, they deserve free coffee? Starbucks is between a rock and a hard place, because they can tell someone who's accusing them of being racist to leave and they're not getting anything, or they can just give them what they want and only make the problem worse. Sure enough, that is, again, exactly what's happening. On Twitter, Hotep Jesus posted, "Starbucks is racist," and a Periscope feed where he actually goes into a Starbucks, accuses them of being racist, and demands free coffee.
I heard y'all was racist, so I came to get my free coffee.
I saw that.
Yeah, I heard you guys don't like black people, so I wanted to get my Starbucks reparations voucher. What's that?
Is that a real thing?
It's a real thing.
I mean, I'll give it to you. I saw that on my Twitter last night. I was like,
Yeah, I need a free
I'll
coffee.
give you a free coffee.
That's what I'm talking about. This is justice. What's your name? I appreciate you. Amanda, you are great.
My last day here until the fall.
Is it? You're amazing.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta get your free coffee out here, man. You gotta get your Starbucks reparations, man. Huh? Yeah, this is how we do, man. Black Lives Matter, baby.
Whether or not the hoax is real, somebody went in a few days ago and got a free coffee from an employee who said they were just going to give it to him. They mentioned seeing something about it on Twitter the other day. I don't know if this woman is actually referring to the free black coffee hashtag and these fake coupons, but she gave someone free coffee because he accused Starbucks of being racist. This can't end well. I mean, our society functions on a simple economic principle of a trade medium, which is currency, in exchange for a good, and that trade medium can be used to pay for labor and to purchase more resources required to make that product. But simply because one employee at a Starbucks gave out one free coffee doesn't mean the company is going to go under or anything like that. I just wonder, from a PR standpoint, what can Starbucks really do if people come into their stores with these coupons and say, "You are racist, I want free coffee"? I really don't see Starbucks denying them. As we saw in this video, a man went in, accused him of being racist, so the woman just gave him the coffee. Now, I don't know if this young woman is a manager or just an associate. She said she's going back to school, she's leaving. So, in my opinion, I don't think she has the authority to give out free goods. This kind of news is mind-numbing because, man, it's so irrelevant to what's happening in the world. But, you know, one of the reasons I'm making a video about it is that people care so much. I'm seeing so many people post about this. And as I mentioned, it seems like their situation is only getting worse. Now with the hoax coupons, now with individuals actually demanding free coffee because Starbucks is racist, Starbucks is just going to keep digging themselves deeper and deeper into a hole. Something I've talked about in many of the videos where I've covered outrage mob incidents is that sometimes the best thing you can do is absolutely nothing. A fire needs fuel. And when Starbucks comes out and makes a statement and then announces these changes, they're adding fuel to that fire. They're giving the conversation room to breathe and to grow. When they ignore these things, people grow tired, they see no change, they see no escalation, and they sort of forget about it. But now with Starbucks taking action, another video has surfaced. Now because of that video, more people talk. So Starbucks announces all of the stores are going to be closed. What do you think's going to happen when people show up to Starbucks and see all of the stores closed? It's going to keep the conversation going. Now they say there's no such thing as bad PR, but I think for a company as big as Starbucks, there is, because they certainly don't need anyone to know who they are. In San Francisco and many other cities, there are literally Starbucks across the street from each other. So I'm pretty sure they've reached critical mass in terms of whether or not visibility, whether or not someone knows they exist. And at this point, further attention is only going to be bad for their brand. But look at it this way. Over the past month, Starbucks hasn't seen any substantial changes in their stock price. So this could just be a whole lot of nothing. It could just be a whole bunch of people who are taking an opportunity to have a laugh by printing fake coupons. It could be another moment where protesters have a target for which they can protest. Whether or not this is the epitome, the crux of what they're actually complaining about, it's a target. So let me just end by saying, can we just keep these moments, these incidents, contained to the individuals who perpetrated them? I don't see why it makes sense to attack Starbucks over what one person did. One person called the police. The police arrested these guys. That's on that person. They should be held responsible if they did something wrong. Making this about Starbucks is just ridiculous. But I guess our society is moving ever closer towards collectivism, and that'll be the future. So let me know what you think in the comments below. I don't like these nonsensical stories, but hey, this is trending. This story is big and people are talking about it. And if it does get worse, it could be bad for Starbucks. So I guess sometimes, as mind-numbing and stupid as these stories are, they are worth talking about because it impacts our society and our culture. So comment below. We'll keep the conversation going. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned. New videos every day at 4 p.m. and I will see you all then.